Janelle again, and I'm back to record another video to add on to my asexual series. I think I've had 3 so far. One is I'm asexual, the other one is being black, female, and asexual, and the last video I believe I uploaded was just my ace Q&A. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a whole series on my YouTube channel, and I would love to jump into this specific video, which is going to be me asking you all 10 questions that I, as an asexual girl or as an asexual person, have for those of you who are not asexual or aromantic who get involved in relationships. I know that I think it's a pretty good break from people answering Q&A questions, having the opportunity to take their platform and ask out into the wider audience questions that they're curious about. So these are some things I really would like more elaboration on. Some of them may be just as confusing to you all as it is for me. Some of them may be common sense to you all. Definitely not for me, because as I've said before, the definition of asexuality is a lack of sexual attraction to either gender or sexual identity. So I'm not looking for anybody in terms of who I want to be with for the rest of my life. I don't care about relationships, period. And that's just who I am. Just like my Q&A video, I'm going to put timestamps in the description of specific questions and when I ask them in this video, just in case you're more interested in some questions more than others. And I'm also going to subtitle the question down below so that people can read exactly what I'm going to say. Question number 1 is, why is it so common that parents put their significant other over their kids? And I'm saying this very seriously because this is something I've noticed that has been a fact throughout time and with a lot of the people that I associate with, as well as things that I see on social media. It just seems to be a common story for a lot of people that their parents, like their mother or their father, chose their boyfriend or girlfriend over them. Not even just like, oh, I was having a bad day and I took it out on my stepdad and my mom didn't take my side on it. It's nothing like that. It's usually I was disowned in favor of my step-parent or my mom's boyfriend or girlfriend, or maybe I was hurt by this person or assaulted by this person and my parent did not take my side, they took their side. You would see countless debates on social media about who gets to eat first. Would it be the husband or the kid? And who gets, suppose there was a fire in the house, who would you run in to save? Your significant other or your kid? Very often I would see people say that they would choose their significant other when it came, because like the defense for this is that as far as the plate whole thing, who gets to eat first of all, none of that matters in the grand scheme of things, but there's this whole thing about who gets to eat first, the man, like the man of the household, your husband, or your kid, because in common gender roles, the woman is the one who fixes the meal, so whose plate is going to be made first. And people would justify choosing, the man, because they'll say there would be no kid without the husband and wife, and the husband and wife had to put each other first in a relationship. This is an entire belief. And then they'll say like, it's outlined in the Bible that there should be a good foundation in a household and in a family. So the foundation is the parents or the husband and wife, and then the children who come after will benefit from the husband and wife taking care of each other first and then them, because it ensures that the two union is stable, and then whatever benefits and happiness will flow down to the child. Should it not be both the husband and the wife's priority to take care of the child first before themselves? Why can't you all make sure the kid is straight and then worry about yourself? And I know I'm going really long with this question. It's just that if you ask anyone, would you ever choose your boyfriend or your girlfriend over your child? They'll say no. But if you look around and you look at what's happening in society and you look at what's happening within their family, within your family, you'll see that I've noticed that it's way more common. Question number 2 is PDA. How am I supposed to deal with that? You just out in public, and not even, because whatever strangers do, people I don't know, they're good, I guess. But if I'm out with people and maybe 2 of them are coupled up, and they just start hugging, kissing on each other, even like start making jokes and like grabbing at each other. What am I supposed to do with that? Because, okay, the obvious answer is, I guess, nothing, because it ain't got to do with me. But if we're all together and we're all just communicating with one another, and then y'all break off and y'all just like actively out here, some people literally borderline just be out here having sex in public, just with the PDA, and how like deep they get into it. And I'm just like, it's just awkward for everyone involved. I think even people who aren't asexual can agree with me on this. But the fact that I am asexual makes it 10 times worse, because not only am I seeing what I'm seeing, I don't understand what I'm seeing. And it's just really weird because you have an audience. So yeah, how am I supposed to react to that? If we're all you're right in front of me, like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? How am I supposed to look? I don't know. Whatever. Question number 3 is, why sexualize everything? Name anything on this planet. In some way, it's likely to have been sexualized in some capacity, some type of context. There are so many things that someone near me may say, or that I may say, that ends up being like a sexual innuendo. And it's so easy to do that, right? Like, it's just super, super easy to make those kinds of statements. People sexualize colors, people sexualize animals, people look at cats like they're sexy. And I'm like, it's a cat. It's being a cat. I don't understand why it has to be sexual. I really dislike when my platonic relationships or anyone else's platonic relationships are sexualized. The relationship between a father and his daughter, a mother and her son, between 2 other kids. They take any action and treat it as though it has some sort of sexual undertone or implication. Even if there's nothing there at all, people make it as though it exists. And it really bothers me. Question number 4 is, why do you all have so many rules? I mean rules in terms of love and romance. This is more so a question for the aromantic part of me, but why are there so many rules when it comes to what a relationship is, what love is, what sex is? I think rules are important. I think they set boundaries, and I think it sets expectations. However, I think that some people go a little bit overboard with establishing set laws when it comes to something so hard to describe, so abstract, and so unique to each individual as love. And there are people who go really specific with it that I think really kind of ruins a lot of people's expectations and goals about love, because they'll say things like, in a real relationship, a man would do this. In a real relationship, a woman would do this. If a person is XYZ, they don't love you. And it's very small, insignificant things. If they don't buy a huge ring, they don't love you. For some people, that may mean to them that this person doesn't like them as much. For other people, it doesn't matter to them. Some people use scenarios when they talk about these things. They may say, you're riding around with your husband and that you all go pick up his mother. Should you get out of the passenger seat and let his mother in the passenger seat and sit in the back seat? Or say he pulls up and his mother is in the passenger seat, and they'll ask a question like, should his mother get out of the passenger seat so that you sit in the passenger seat? Is that what a good husband in a relationship would do? And there's people in the comments like, yeah, absolutely, I'm getting in the passenger seat, I'm his wife, that's what love is. And I'm just like, if you don't get in the back seat and stop fussing or like complaining, I don't know. It's just, I don't get it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Comment down below. Whatever answers y'all have to these questions, please comment down below. Question number 5 is, why aren't we teaching kids more about healthy relationships in school? A lot of times we don't know how to recognize abuse from love, because we aren't taught love in healthy ways. We are taught that the more possessive a person is, then oh my gosh, they can't see me being with anyone else, that they love me, all these sorts of things. That teeters so much into abuse. A person who loves you does not possess you. They may possess your affection, they may possess parts of you that is geared towards your relationship with them. But you as an individual and you as a person will always belong to you. And them as an individual and them as a person will always belong to them. But we need to be teaching kids about healthy signs of a relationship. We need to teach kids about communication, and not just when it comes to relationship, but how to express themselves overall. And I want to be fair with this question because I did have communications class in high school, and I did go through health classes both in 8th grade and throughout high school, where they did touch on aspects of mental and emotional health as well as abuse. I just feel like that should be more of a priority before children start to grow older and get into relationships and they start feeling these things, because so many times we look towards the media to teach us, and the media hits us way before these mandatory classes in our academic system would. Question number 6 is, why does the divorce rate matter? I know historically the divorce rate, they'll say it has gone up in the past 10 years, or the divorce rate has actually been doing well. And sometimes I'll be wondering, like, why do we care so much about the divorce rate? What's the implications? Because I understand that the divorce rate has to do with family unions, but that means that you're primarily defining a family by the presence of a husband and wife, when in reality we know that the nuclear family household is, for one, very recently developed past World War II. It was seen in like the first several sitcoms and things as sort of the ideal family of America, but it left out a lot of working class people, people of different ethnic groups. And we already know that some families are sisters who are with their younger siblings as the primary guardians. We know that some families are grandparents with their grandchildren. We know that some families are not husband and wife, but work like husband and wife. They have a husband and wife sort of dynamic, but they never got married. So I don't even think the divorce rate is a very accurate depiction of all families. But if you're looking at families in the context of, well, how many families in the United States are affected by divorce, or what sort of changes and trends are we seeing in the market and in society that are affected by divorce? I've seen research and different experiences that people have gone through speaking about what the divorce between their parents meant for them as a child, how traumatizing it is as a child to see their parents go through a divorce. And I agree, because by having that sort of structure shaken up at a young age, it can do a lot to children. I just think that children's stability and structure within their household can be shaken up a number of ways that don't have to do with divorce, although divorce is the biggest one. The death of a parent is another thing. Spousal infidelity can be another thing. People really keep an eye on the divorce rate, not really for any of those previous reasons. They'll just look at it as a failure of love. They'll say, well, this is why the divorce rate is rising, because people are getting married too early and not really loving each other or not making things work out. Like, people are stuck on saving marriages too. They'll say there's a stigma when it comes to divorce, I think, in a lot of older generations, where they're like, oh, Karen and Peter had a divorce. That's so horrible. I look at it as oh, Karen and Peter didn't really work out. They did what was best for them, and I'm very happy that they had the courage to break it apart and move on to something that does make them happy. People gloss over our very sexist history, so a lot of times marital relationships, marriages are contingent on women not really owning anything or having much control, and they do get 50% of their husband's assets, but it was almost a requirement for a single young woman to marry in order to have a stable and fulfilling life, because there was no other way to really get fiscal success, I should say. Question number 7 is, why does everybody seem to be in a hurry? I've seen people kind of like, I don't want to be single forever. I want to feel love. I want to get into a relationship. I want to get married. I want to do this before I'm the age of 25. I want to do this before I'm the age of 30. I think this applies to every aspect in life. So this question I'm a little iffy about, because there are portions and aspects of my life that I'm in a hurry about, and I've been told you can relax, you're young, you don't have to. People say it all the time, you're young. Like, and I tell them, like, I don't know how many years I have left. I don't know how much time I have left. All the excuses that I give myself, I can easily apply to this question. It's just that when I'm scrolling down my social media or I'm having conversations with people, they're often so distraught. They'll recently get over a relationship or they'll break up with a person, and then less than 6 months later, it's a tragedy that they're not in a relationship anymore. They want to get into a relationship. This applies to multiple people, and I think it's a common facet of the dating world. And we really do need to do a better job of continuing this conversation with each other and stressing the importance of really understanding yourself and being able to stand on your own 2 feet. Just because you love someone and they love you, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will work out. It could be the right person, wrong time. It could be that you encounter someone with very toxic tendencies. And I think a lot of people should probably practice being single and being comfortable in that way before they get into a relationship. Because when you do find that this relationship isn't working for you, I don't want that fear of being single to outweigh the fear of remaining in that relationship. And this applies to all of those out there, especially all of you who are watching. So yeah. Question number 8 is, why do people seem to be excited to have drama in their relationship? This was more common in high school, but now that I'm in college, I realize it's either just as common, if not worse. And I don't really get it, because I think that there's drama in a relationship, and I think there's flirting drama. Flirt drama is, I sent him more hearts and he sent me less hearts, or I have his name saved in my phone as this and he has my name saved in his phone as this, and he won't let me steal his phone to change it. Or, oh my gosh, I want to call his mom, but he doesn't want, like, it's not even like, some of these things can lead to actual drama, but you can tell, like, when they're talking about this drama to you, they're smiling, or they're like, man, yes, he's making me so mad. He's really bothered, and it's like, he's not making you mad, you're laughing. And that's like a dissonance for me, because I don't get relationships. I want to stress this enough. So y'all sitting up here, maybe this is what y'all used to, maybe this is what y'all do when y'all flirting with other people, but I don't understand why, like, people are in my face talking about this issue they have with their boyfriend or girlfriend, and it's not really an issue. It's just y'all arguing because it's cute. It's cringy, y'all. Like, I hope y'all, I don't know if y'all really know how cringy it is for us to be watching y'all play argue, but it's almost like some people look forward. I've had friends who've started drama with their boyfriends because they were bored. They'll make up something to argue about with their significant other because they were bored and they wanted some drama to spice things up. Some people will do very sabotaging and damaging things to their significant other and to their relationship because they're bored. And it just blows my mind, because I'm just like, so are you ever taking this seriously, or does the whole relationship even exist just because you needed something to do for 6 or 7 months? Like, I don't understand y'all. Like, help me understand y'all. Number 9 is another one I don't get. Why? And this is probably common sense, and I've kind of had it explained to me before, but number 9 is why? No. Okay, here's the question. How can love turn to hate so quickly and so easily, it seems? Okay, ride with me on this. A person once told me that there's a fine line between love and hate, and that's a common saying, and I think that applies to this situation the most. But it's just so hard for me to wrap my mind around the fact that you will go from being willing to take a bullet for a person. You will claim that you want to build the rest of your life with this person. You would claim that this person lights up your world and makes you feel like a brand new person, and that this person is the light of your life, the star in a sea of just nothingness. How do you go from just loving someone so intensely? Because it seems as if which I'm glad that people find it in themselves to break things apart no matter how deeply that person makes them feel. And it just seems as if whatever love that's there for this person is not enough to save them from ultimately being your worst freaking enemy. Number 10 is, why is cheating so common? Why is cheating so common? Like, I don't understand it. It kind of ties into number 9 because a person will say, this person is the love of my life. I would do anything for this person. This person lights up everything in me. And then somewhere down the line, I'm not going to say it's so linear as in you flip-flop from this level of dedication and then you're cheating. If you ask a person, would you cheat? The answer is usually no. How in a world where we go from, I would do anything for this person, I love only this person is exclusive to me, to, oh yeah, I cheated on this person I said I loved so much. I cheated on this person who I was willing to have children with and marry this person. I don't, it really baffles my mind. It just goes completely against what so many people say love and relationships are. And by me being an asexual person on the outside looking in, it's just insane to me how everyone is also so caught off guard when it happens, even though it's so common. Why is that normalized? Why is cheating normalized but breastfeeding isn't? My brain is broken, y'all. I just get really am so confused at so many of these different things. It's insane to try to put together it all in my head. So, like I said, comment down below any answers you may have to these questions. It was awesome speaking to you all in this video, and I will have more content to come in the near future. So I'm looking out to having more conversations with you all. And I really hope you guys have a really good rest of your day. So, bye!